Great seeing my next guest back in action. He's going to be fighting at UFC 261 on April 24th. It's Dwight Grant back here on the program. Dwight, how's it going?
Oh, going pretty good, man. How you doing?
Doing well. Like I mentioned, it's been a bit since we've seen you in the cage. I know some bad luck last year, especially with that fight you're supposed to have with James Lynch. You ended up testing positive for COVID. How bad were the symptoms? Like how much did you get impacted by that?
At first, not at all. I was actually like wondering, like what was going on. Like, I felt like I was fine. And then it got pretty bad for a little bit. Maybe for like a day or two. And then I spent the rest of the time just recovering and, getting better, getting back into training. Trained here for a while, quarantined in here for a while. And once I felt good and time passed, got back to training.
Yeah. How many video games did you play during that time? Because you're stuck. You can't go anywhere, right?
Man, I went in on Demon Souls for PS5. It was there waiting for me, and that's how I knew I was sick, because I actually didn't play it for the first day or two, and I was like, okay, something must be wrong. And actually, as I got into it, I started feeling better. So, video game healing there.
Any symptoms outside of that? Some of the fighters I've spoken to, they've had lung issues. Have you had any after effects of that? After obviously getting it and recovering.
Oh, thank God, no. I've been pretty fine. At first, I felt like I was tired, the whole regular symptoms. And once that went away, it was fine.
Was this, in terms of getting back to training, when did that actually take place? Because I know, got to be careful when you go back. Don't want, anything to happen.
Man, that was, let me see. It happened, I got it in December. So I think I went back and trained like the end of January.
Okay.
I'm, it's something where, I give a warning to people if I can, if you get sick with it, just rest, man. You gotta rest. You gotta actually rest. Because me, I was cutting weight and I was ready to fight, and I was angry my fight was getting canceled. And I'm in here working out a little bit, little things here and there. And then I feel like that made it worse. I think if I had just rested immediately, I'd have been fine. But I still had this thing okay, well, I'll heal up and then I'll be fine. I'll be able to fight in another month, another week, another 2 weeks, whatever it is. It's just gotta rest. And once I started to rest, I saw improvement. Any
idea how you got it, or I guess you don't know?
No, I mean, I hardly go anywhere. We even when we go to the groceries, my wife will get the food and bring it back to the car, just trying to, keep forgetting it. The last couple of weeks, we were going really hard to make sure that we were able to make it to the fight, and I don't know how,
Yeah, so you're just in bubble wrap now by the sounds of it. You might as well, got to make sure it all goes, according to plan. Was this kind of the right time to take your next fight, with it being in April, or were you trying to fight a little bit sooner than that?
Well, I was trying to fight sooner originally, but, my manager was saying too, you should just relax a little bit. And I looked back and I was like, yeah, if I'm going to learn anything from experience, it's that I do need to learn to relax in a way. Even, it always sounds to me so I don't say condescending when people say I gotta learn to relax. I train so hard, But I really do need to learn that it's okay to sit down and relax, or not relax is the wrong word. It's okay to take a break, because just because you're not working or training at that moment doesn't mean that you're not doing your job. You gotta heal too. Let's
talk about your opponent here, Stefan Sekulić. 12-3 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I don't know anything about him really. I just know that I've seen him fight, and this is the kind of guy that I like to fight. I always like to fight in these kind of, yeah. It seems like I like to fight everybody, but he has a kind of an orthodox kind of striking style, and he's grappling. These are the guys that through my amateur and pro career that I've been trained to fight against. So I feel really good fighting against them, and I feel like I'm going to be able to show a lot of the new skills.
Obviously, you're at a great camp at Alliance MMA. Who have you mainly got to work with for this camp leading into the fight?
Oh, man. Jeremy helps me out a lot always, and Miles. And Phil Davis helped me out a lot, too. I'm doing a lot of grappling and stuff. Emiliano. Man, everybody. Everybody helped me. The thing about it there is, people will give you advice and give you tips and help you out randomly, and it'll be very useful stuff. It won't just be a passing, oh yeah, you should keep your hands up. It'll be okay, you can do this and this and this. Try out with this, and then see if this works. Tell me how that feels. And so, this works out really well. You try it, and then you build on it. So it's always a positive, layering of skills going on.
You mentioned Jeremy Stevens there. He's moving back up to lightweight to fight Jakar Close. How's he looking in camp? Because he hasn't fought in a bit, and going back to his old weight class at 155.
He's probably The scariest person is like, this guy is so good. Like, you watch people on TV and you think that like, oh, this guy, yeah, whatever, I can take this guy. Then when you train with them, you see like he's really strong. His striking is very crisp, and then it's very smart also. He's building on things and setting things up. And I think people kind of see him as like coming in there and trying to brawl. But this guy is really, really smart, really intellectual guy with striking. So he's been looking really good. I sparred him a lot in this camp too, and in my last one as well, and it's always something that I have to prepare for. So that guy he's definitely ready in any weight class.
Cool. How's the weight cut going? Because obviously you had that time off, hopefully eating as good as you can, but I know when you're sick, you kind of want to eat all the bad stuff, right? So.
Well, this time was a little different because, I was already in my last camp, like, losing weight pretty fast, and getting into to fight weight really fast. And I think because now, like, I'm training more, but I'm doing it in a smarter way. So before I used to train all day, take a break and then train before I go to sleep, and then but now like I break it up into like 2 hours here, an hour here, 2 hours there, and I think because of that I'm able to do a lot more, and my body's reacting to it really well, in the sense that like I'm cutting way faster. I'm actually eating more than I usually do. Last week I had to eat food to stay in the area in a good range before I got too low. And that is something that feels amazing, by the way. It feels amazing. Oh, I can eat more? Oh, that's perfect. So weight cut's going really good.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
I have Eric Del Piero, Adam Blair Pride, and OJ, Orlando Jimenez.
Awesome. How's the fight playing out on April 24th?
I'm going to win in a very spectacular fashion by knockout on April 24th, yeah.
I imagine the plan is all goes well here. You're healthy. Get right back in there, kind of get some momentum going. Because I know you've had some bad luck when it comes to fight cancellations and stuff being moved around and all that, right? So,
yeah, I'm trying to get back as soon as possible. I mean, we were talking about one boy earlier. Like my dream right now is to get into the top 10 and be able to get a fight with him like next year or down the end of the year. So, and the only way that's gonna happen is if I get myself into the top 10. So I'm gonna need to do a lot of fighting this year. And I've already I don't want to talk too much before the fight, but I want to get this fight done and then get back in as many times as possible so that I can get up there. So I feel like every time I get close, I get some kind of weird setback, and then, here I am.
How many more fights do you have left on your UFC contract?
I want to say I just did a new one, so I think oh
yeah, you got a couple. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was trying to remember. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right, before we go, got to talk some video games. What are you playing right now, and what are you playing with your son? I got to know that.
Oh well, I'm playing Persona 5 on the PS4 right now. A lot, but I've also been playing a lot. Well, this game I got Monster Hunter Rise for Switch because I heard it was great, and I spent a lot of time playing Monster Hunter World, so I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna start that today probably. And my son, we've actually been playing a lot of Pokemon Shield, and I started him on doing Pokemon cards because he wanted to play some other card game, like Monster card game, and it was like a lot of rules, and I was like, if I remember rules, I remember it for Pokemon. I'm not gonna learn a whole new world.
Yeah. It's too tough to explain. They gotta make it easier for kids. I don't know. Like, there's some of the games I play with my son. It's like, what are they like? Who's gonna learn this like that quickly? It's crazy.
Yeah. So I had experienced Pokemon, so now he's really into it. We've been collecting the cards and playing the game, having some epic battles, and surprisingly, like he's really good, man. Like I thought it would be just like kind of like paying attention and kind of like looking around, like doing different stuff. But I have to pay attention because the kid almost beat me last time, so I gotta keep that dad energy,
Absolutely.
going for a couple more years before he beat me in the game.
Well, looking forward to that dad energy on April 24th. It is UFC 261. Dwight, thanks so much for the time. Always appreciate it, man. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, I'll give you the last word.
Oh, thanks so much. You can check me out on Dwight Grant MMA on Instagram, Dwight Grant on Twitter, and my JRPG blog, jrpggamers.com. And also, of course, thank my team at Alliance and everybody else who helped me out down here. I really appreciate it.